Yo, what up, everybody? Cody coming at you with another deck profile for the Pokemon trading card game for the KO Cards channel. This is my most recent, most updated RCS V-Star Rayquaza VMax list. I did play this deck. I did make a couple of changes after playing it in the Milwaukee Regionals. Deck is super, super fun. You guys should give it a shot. And Rayquaza is, again, more of a fun deck than a super competitive deck, but you can definitely cheese some games. I had no real major problems against Mew. The Palkia matchup is tough if they draw hot, especially if they're playing a bunch of Iridas. But the deck puts in work. So sit back and enjoy. For our Pokemon lineup, we do play 2 RCSV Star and 4 RCSV. The name of the game is get Arceus into play turn 1, put an energy on him, going first. So then turn 2 you can go into Arceus V-Star, Starbirth, accelerate a bunch of energy to a Rayquaza, after hopefully evolving the Rayquaza to make him have a little bit more hit points. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Arceus deck, strongly recommend doing a little bit of research, figuring out how it works. Card is super, super insane. Double computer search for free, plus accelerate 3 energy on an attack. That's fairly feasible to do. Turn 2 going first. And if you do go second and you're lucky enough, you can attach a single DTE to an Arceus if you have 2 in play, so then you have 1 to evolve the following turn, and accelerate 3 energy on your first turn going second. Definitely a play that the deck can do. I don't know if it's the strongest play or not, but something that's cute and is a little bit more gas than people might expect. Following up our attackers, we play 2 Rayquaza VMax and 2 Rayquaza V. This card is good in the Reggie matchup. Do not forget that you can attack with your basic Rayquaza V. This card can OHKO anything in the game. Super, super strong. Also, the Azure Pulse does add a little bit of consistency, help you just straight gas through your deck, discarding your hand, drawing 3 cards. And then being able to do a base of 20 and a damage multiplier of 80 times the number of basic fire or lightning energies you discard. So realistically, if you're discarding 3, that's what, 240 plus a base 20 is 260. With a belt, you're one-shotting most V-Stars. And with a 4th energy, you're one-shotting V-Maxes, so he's the killer. Because Palkia is so relevant in the meta, I definitely would consider playing another lightning attacker, but for right now, I'm currently only playing 1 Raikou V. Being able to one-shot a Palkia is super, super important. Only giving up 2 prizes isn't horrible, especially if you can force into a 7 or even an 8 prize game. It's hard to do, but it is possible. And seeing an extra card is always good. Shout out to the homie Reno. He made day 2 at NEIC playing Rayquaza. He was using the Flaffy engine alongside of Thunderous, a 1 prize rare. I can't even remember the exact ability. The card stats are definitely look up Thunderous. For 1 lightning energy, it does 30 damage, and then you can attach a lightning energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. So it is energy acceleration. Putting an energy on a Ray or an Arceus for the following turn is nice, and it does 30 base damage, so you can one-shot Sobbles, which is super huge right now. So yeah, I want to find room for it. I just haven't had time because of Digimon and life. So check out the card Thunderous. Pretty cool card. Now, I was playing 3 Rayquaza, and I cut the Rayquaza for this. Ditto V is such a versatile card. In an ideal turn 1 setup, you have Arceus with energy, Rayquaza VMax, and Ditto. Or Rayquaza V. And then if your opponent kills the Arceus, you can Ditto into Arceus and then evolve into V-Star again. If they kill the Rayquaza, then you Ditto into the Rayquaza, evolve, and you're still good. If they kill the Ditto, then your Arceus and your Rayquaza both survive, and you're ready to do what your deck does. Also, in the Palkia matchup, having 2 Raikous probably isn't going to help, but it can get you there. So definitely enjoy the Ditto inclusion. A couple more attack Pokemon. We play 1 Eldegoss and 1, I forget this card's name, Lumineon V. Card is absolutely beautiful. Shout out to the artist who did this. That's a card. Good job, Pokemon. This fetches a supporter from your discard or from your deck. This fetches a supporter from your discard pile. You can utilize a DTE to get this card out of play and reuse the effect, which does come up, but realistically, you only want to search for these cards in occasions where, like, it's a weird matchup, like something like Miltank, because we do play some techs to help get around the cow, because if you don't respect the cow, you're going to be in problems. We also play one Pumpkaboo. One Pumpkaboo helps in the Stadium Wars. I don't think I would play the deck without it. Path to the Peak hurts this deck so much. As you can see, all of our support Pokemon, our Raikou, and both of our primary attackers all have abilities. So if you're under a Path to the Peak lock, you're going to have a bad time. So rather than bumping the Stadium count any further than it already is, the Pumpkaboo isn't out via Ultra Ball or Quick Ball, or even the Hisuian Heavy Ball, which helps because we only play 2 Ray. It helps helps a little bit more seeing Arceus, gets your support Pokemon out of the prizes. So it's definitely a necessary card for the deck in this current meta. And we're going to be probably in this meta for an extended period of time, possibly even through Worlds. I haven't updated these cards or these decks for the Pokemon Go set, but realistically, I don't think there's a whole lot that set specifically will add to this or the Darkrai deck that I'm currently or recently done a deck profile on. Moving on to the supporters, we do play 4 Research. Again, the deck is gas, so discarding your hand, drawing 7, just seeing your pieces is really important. We play 2 Boss's Order, 2 Rose, 1 Raihan, 1 Avery, 1 Phoebe, and 1 Adventurer's Discovery. I know this is a lot of one-ofs, but as an Arceus deck, you can kind of pick and choose which one is the most important. Any deck that requires an immense amount of setup, Avery is super strong against, because you can disrupt them while advancing your hand, hopefully getting you to what you need. Raihan is great if it's late game and they took a knockout. It helps you get any card from your deck and accelerate 1 energy into play. So if you hit an Arceus and you're not seeing a Rose, you can Raihan to get that extra energy to get the KO. Rose is super good late game, and if you're drawing like poo and you're just bidding too many energies and you miss the Rayquaza or the Arceus energy acceleration, Rose is what gets you there. The Adventurer's Discovery is a super good card. It lets you grab your basics that you need. It lets you grab your evolution pieces that you need. It's a really strong setup card. I have cut it. I played without it many games, and every time I think about how I could just Luminion for an Adventurer's Discovery, set everything up that I need, I miss it too much. So it is back in the deck for now. And we do play 1 Phoebe. I know it is situational. If your opponent has a Miltank, you can use this to have your Arceus V-Star get through the Miltank. Then they're not going to be able to one-shot you. So then you Eldegoss, and you get through another Miltank. And then you Pal Pad, and you can get through a 3rd Miltank. And they're probably not going to have you get through a 4th. If you have to get through a 4th, you are going to have to float up to get the Eldegoss back into your deck, and then search for it again via Quick Ball or whatever, get the Phoebe back, and play the Phoebe again. But it is something that the deck can do. So I really do enjoy the supporter line. Rose puts in the most work, so it's at a 2 of for now. Avery and Raihan, they're great one-ofs. Same with Phoebe. I would never play a 2nd Phoebe. And Adventurer's Discovery, you can take it or leave it. If you choose to leave it, let me know in the comments down below what you cut the Adventurer's Discovery for. I'm going to move on to the items really quick here. We've got 4 Ultra Ball, because we never leave home without them. They're so good. They let you search any Pokemon. Same with Quick Ball. Getting out your basics is super important. We are an evolution-based deck, so we did put Evolutionary Incense in at 2. I had it at 3 for an extended period of time, just because seeing your Arceus V-Star and a Rayquaza VMax turn 2 is busted. Unfortunately, we had to make room for tech cards like Phoebe, and I figured if I was going to search out one, either Arceus V-Star or Rayquaza VMax, I might as well search out 2 other V Pokemon at the same time with Adventurer's Discovery. So we did cut it down to 2, and then we play 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball. Again, getting cards out of your prizes, being able to be lazy at prize checking is super, super cool, especially when you're playing 9 rounds. And there's so many basics that you want to see turn 1. You can do a deck search with like a quick ball or an ultra ball, and then kind of decide, oh well, I know this is prize, I know this is prize, I have the Hisuian heavy ball, so I can get that next turn when I can Starbirth for this. And the Hisuian heavy ball is the only reason I was able to cut the Rayquaza down to a 2 of. And there's been so many games where I have to Starbirth, I'll grab the Hisuian heavy ball to get both one of my 2 RCSVs out of the prizes. But that's why it's there. We play 1 ordinary rod, 1 escape rope, and then a couple tools. We don't play like hardly any switches because we do play 2 balloons. I feel like balloon is the best card because whatever you start with that isn't Arceus needs to get out of the way of Arceus. So you can just put a balloon down and get out of the way when you need to. And we also play 2 choice belts. The extra 30 damage is super relevant, especially on VMax knockouts and V-Star knockouts. And then we play 1 big charm just to help our guys live. And we do play 1 other spicy tech that makes big charm even more scary and more frustrating. I'll get to that in just a second. But you can try an EXP share. I played EXP share for a while. I absolutely loved it. It's too much of a responsive card for such an aggressive deck, in my opinion. But definitely don't sleep on EXP share. If you're playing the Thunderous, I can see it being even more useful. We've got a couple stadiums here. That's right. Can I take you shopping? So Stormy Mountain lets you go ahead and just sneak out a Rayquaza V or a Thunderous if you're playing it, or it also lets you grab the Raikou. So it's kind of like Brooklet Hill back in the day. It does help your opponent, especially if they're playing Reggies. It's a little frustrating, be easy with this card if you're playing in the Reggie matchup. But Shopping Center is so good. I will put a balloon on something, I'll retreat it, I'll put the balloon back in my hand, I'll put it on something different, I will put a big charm down on something that I don't think they're going to be able to OHKO because of the big charm. So then they won't even try to OHKO it. And then the following turn, I'll take the big charm off and I'll put it on something else, so now they can't OHKO that. It's a really disruptive card, and it also saves choice belts and allows you to, say you put a balloon on a Rayquaza to get the Rayquaza out of the active. Then you can use Shopping Center, take the balloon back to your hand, and then put the belt down on the Rayquaza to get the knockout. So definitely love the Shopping Center. And last but not least, we have some energies. We're currently only playing 2 DTE, 3 basic fire energy, and then rounding off with 7 basic lightning energy. I was playing a 3, 2, 8. I've tried a 3, 7, 2. Like I've tried every energy combination, even throwing in an energy lotto, which I don't hate. Energy lotto is a great card that I would recommend testing in this deck. There's many times you have everything you need, but you whiff the energy, and it does let you grab the DTE if you go second and you want to try to accelerate some energy with the RCSV and just maintain your energy counts prior to even going into your V-Star, which is very, very strong if your opponent slips. But again, this is the Arceus Rayquaza deck that I took and then updated from the Milwaukee Regionals. Super fun deck. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you for some EX2 Digital Hazard deck profiles, including Renamon and Beelzemon. Thanks, guys, for watching. Momentai.